What's up, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this album review of Bone Thugs-n-Harmony called East 1999 Eternal. Now, in case y'all don't know who Bone Thugs-n-Harmony is, I mean, geez, you must have been living under a rock, man, like real talk. But they're a rap group from Cleveland, Ohio. You know what I mean? They've been doing it for a long time, man. And this right here is their first debut album under Ruthless Records. Now, if you want to count Creeping on the Come Up, that's fine. So second, or the Bone Enterprise one that they came out with, you can say the third. But this is their first nationwide full LP. This is the real deal. Y'all know how I do. And keep in mind, this is the original release that they came out with, the one with the original Crossroads. All right, so this is not the one with the track called The Crossroads with the unique DJ Unique remix. This is, to me, I have to give a good introduction on here. This album right here is probably one of my personal favorite albums ever. Y'all should already know how I'm going to review this album. To give the producers credit who made the beats for the album, it was DJ Unique, and of course there was other people who was a part of the production team too, but y'all can buy the CD if you want to see all that. So the features were Poetic, Hustlers, and the Graveyard Shift. That was like the group name that Bone had, you know, on the side as well. All right, so let's get with the songs now. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so the first one is just called The Introduction. It's a dope ass introduction. It is starting off with some scary sounds. Y'all know how Bone does it. And then there's a little talking at the beginning, and then there's like a little quick, slow snippet track of Bone, and all of them ripping up Crazy, Lazy Wish, Flesh and Bone, you name it, you know what I mean? Busy, I said that already. They all come through with some dope flows, man. Like I said, I'm not even gonna describe how dope the flows is. The beat on there is really nice. East 1999 is a really dope track from these guys. There's a video for this song as well. I think that's Lazy rapping at the beginning. Think about back in the days, so you know that's how he started on there. They all come through with some dope flows. Crazy, Wish, Busy, Flesh and Bone, all of them come through with some dope flows. Dog, this track is hard like a mug. I used to hum this song at the end of the song. Cleveland, where we come from, so run, something like that. It goes hard. The next one is called Eternal, and this is East 1999 and Eternal. This is pretty much their album title, and I like the way they did that. Eternal is a really dope track, and if y'all don't know what this sound is from at the beginning, that's from the video game Eternal Champions. If you haven't played that yet, you're missing out. It's on Sega Genesis. I used to play that game a lot back in the day. This track is really dope, man. All of them come through with some dope flows. That beat is nice. I mean, they just talking about some dark, sinister stuff, man. They just on some gangster stuff, pretty much. And the next one is called Creepin' We Came. This was one of my personal favorite tracks on the album, man. The way it starts off is this eerie sounding, and the hook on there is insane, man. And then Busy Bone starts off with this track flowing like crazy. Busy Bone is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, next to Crazy Bone off from the group. Each comes up with a dope flow. Crazy does a nice job. Like I said, all of them did a really nice job, man, on this track right here. Hitting the sessions, we making it chill, something like that. I mean, it goes hard, man. I think if y'all don't like this song, I can't really. Down to the next is called Down 71, The Getaway. This track is about them in court Busy Bone is like in court and they say, "Will the defendant please stand?" or whatever, you know. And then it has a really dark gutter beat, man. You can, when you hear that beat, you know it's on some getting away from the law and all that stuff, and they doing whatever they can to, you know, to not go back. That beat goes hard, man, and they coming through with some dope stories. And man, this thing goes hard like a mug, man. Mr. Bill Collector is another dope ass track. This is a very slower song from these guys. Crazy Bones start off with that dope flow that he's known for. This is probably one of my favorite beats, you know, from these guys, man. And they pretty much talking about they ain't got their money, you know, that you owe them. It's on, you know what I mean? Busy Bone come through with a dope ass verse, man. Oh my goodness, man. The way he flows on here is insane, man, for real. And then at the end, you know, the sample from Coming to America, your rent's due, mother, something like that. The next one is called Butt Smokers Only, Butt Smokers Only, Only. I mean, this track goes hard like a mug, man, and the title speaks for itself. If you smoke bud, well, I mean, even if you don't smoke bud, this song's for you. You know what I mean? And this track goes hard, man. It has that eerie sound, that wah, 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 wah. I mean, this thing goes hard, man. And again, this is probably a must for the bud smokers, you feel me? And then the song Crossroads. Remember, this is the original Crossroad. And I personally like this track a lot better than The Crossroad. The Crossroad was pretty good itself too. But Crossroad to me was like kind of more personal for me than The Crossroad, even though The Crossroad was dedicated to Eazy-E, while this one was dedicated to a friend of theirs. I can't remember the name right now, but to me this song sounds more personal than The Crossroad, if that makes sense. But this song is really nice, man. I love that hook. They're coming through with some nice flows on here. They did a good job with the beat and everything. Then Me Killer, this is a nice low interlude for these guys. Land of the Heartless, this is a dope track as well. This is an up-tempo song though, because this song kind of fast. To me, it's probably one of the weaker tracks off of this album, but I can still bump it, you know what I mean? But they come through with some really dope flows. I like the hook though, cause there's already no place to run, something like that. It goes hard though. I mean the hook. No shorts, no losses. Oh my God, this right here is one of my favorite tracks from these guys. This is probably one of my personal favorites. I always say this term, I'm taking no shorts and no losses. I love saying this because that pretty much means they're not barring any crap from anybody, you know what I mean? We ain't taking no shorts, we're not taking any losses. This is one of my favorite sayings. I still say this saying to this day. Even when I'm working hard, I'm like, I'm not taking no shorts, I'm not taking no losses. I say that all the time, man. And all of them come through with some dope flows. I think it's Crazy that comes through with a dope flow. I think it's Lazy too that I dig too, but this is a must peep for those who haven't heard this track before. The next one is called First of the Month. Now, unless you was living under a rock or you don't like rap music, period, I don't know how you have never heard this song, you know what I mean? First of the Month, this track is really nice. This was probably one of their first singles, First of the Month. There's a video for this song as well. And they pretty much saying, you know, time to chill out, collect things and of that nature. This track is, to me, is more of a tradition song now. So every first of the month, I'm sure people will play this song as a tradition, as a good little respect of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like I said, this track is really nice, laid back. Buddha Lovers, this is another smoking song for the guys that smoke bud. The beat is laid back. They coming with some nice flows on there. And to me, this is more like an interlude, so to speak, or intermission, I'll say. It's not really a rap, not really a song, but it's more like an intermission for y'all to, you know, blaze up to. Then the next track is Die, Die, Die. And it starts off with like creeping up behind people or whatever. Only 2 of the members rap on here. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Lazy. I can't remember the other guy, but I know it's only 2 of the members that rap on here. And the track is pretty nice as well. And I like the little quick snippet in the middle of the song. They sample from Demolition Man. Lie down with your hands behind your, that part. This track is pretty nice though. Mr. Ouija 2, Mo Murder, come again. This is a really dope track from these guys. I wonder, where did they get that Mo Murder sample from? Or was this the song itself? I always wonder that. But anyway, this song goes hard, man. They all come through with some dope flows on here. The beat is really nice, laid back, but then on the hook, the beat gets more rough, if that makes sense. And this is a really dope track from these guys. Then Shots to the Double Glock. This features Poetic Hustlers and the Graveyard Shift. I don't think any of the B.O.N.E members rap on here, if I'm not mistaken. But the beat is really cool. They come through, the guys, they come through with some dope flows. I don't know who all the members are. I don't know who all the members are in the group of Poetic Hustlers and Graveyard Shift. But they come through with some dope flows. That beat is kind of cool, laid back. Pop, pop, giving them shots to the double Glock, Glock, pop, pop. That's how the hook goes. And it's a nice little way to end off the album. I guess B.O.N.E wanted to present these members of the group on the album. So that's it. And you can see here, Eric Eazy-E Wright, rest in peace to Eazy-E. So that's all the songs that I review for this album. Pretty much I review all of them. To rate this out of a 10, I would give this, pretty much it's a classic. I'll give this a straight 10 out of a 10. This is probably the first time I ever rated an album this good. For those that never heard this album before, I would really recommend checking it out now on your streams. I know or if you like to cop the CDs or like the physical copies like I do. This was B.O.N.E Thugs and Harmony at their prime. You know what I'm saying? And this was on their, Creeping on the Come Up was already, they was at their peak. But this album right here really took it up there, man. I think this album went diamond. I think it sold 10 million copies. Creeping on the Come Up did the same as well. I'm going to review that album as well. This album to me is more like, this is like some medicine. This album is like a medicine. If you're feeling bad or down and out, man, this album will really help you through, man. This has to be one of the most prolific albums out there in the world. I don't care if there are B.O.N.E haters and things like that. If you haven't heard East 1999 Eternal, man, I would tell y'all, I recommend peeping this album out. This is one of my personal favorite albums in the rap game ever. If there was like a top 25 albums out in the world, rap albums, this should be up there. I mean, to me, it don't get any simpler than that. You notice that Flesh and Bone is not on this picture. I believe this is Lazy, Busy, Wishbone, and Crazy Bone. But I don't think Flesh and Bone, I think he was locked up at the time. Anyway, I can't stress how dope this album is. I'm sure this album is up there. They don't want awards for this thing and everything. So be on the lookout for the Creeping on the Come Up, and I'm going to get the Art of War album as well. I believe that's the album that has Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. on there. May they both rest in peace. And keep in mind, this album came out after Eazy-E died, and I know he would have been happy that this album sold a lot. That's it though. Shout out to B.O.N.E Thugs and Harmony for coming out with a classic album, man. I don't think you can get any deeper than this with that. So that's it. Shout out to the producers and all the features. All right, much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right, peace out, guys.